Starship Troopers is a military science fiction novel by Robert Heinlein from 1959. It follows Juan Rocky Rico, a young man who chooses to join the Mobile Infantry, a branch of the military that fights in powered armor and travels between planets. The story follows Rico through difficult boot camp, harsh disciplining, and the challenges of military life. As the war against the insect-like bugs or the Arachnids grow larger, Rico matures into a capable leader. The conflict becomes deeply personal when the bugs destroy Buenos Aires, killing his mother and millions of other people. Although the novel contains combat and military operations, much of it is devoted to ideas rather than action. The book explores questions about citizenship, responsibility, punishment, freedom, and the role of military service in society. In the Terran Federation, the right to vote is earned through voluntary federal service rather than automatically granted to all adults. Heinlein uses Rico's experiences to examine whether people should have to make sacrifices for society before gaining political power. As a result, the novel often feels as much like a discussion of political philosophy as it does a sci-fi war story. The movie adaptation also follows many of the same basic story beats, but it presents them in a very different way. The film focuses on Johnny Rico and his friends as they leave high school, as they join different branches of the military and become caught up in a devastating war with the Arachnids. The Buenos Aires attack happens and all of that, and it features the Arachnids and large-scale interstellar invasions, which makes it much more action-oriented than a novel. But at their core, both the novel and the film are a coming-of-age story set during an interstellar war. Both versions explore humanity fighting for survival against Arachnids. However, one of the most divisive things between the two is the portrayal of the Mobile Infantry, the fighting force of humanity. Because so many of you have seen the movie and so less of you have read the books, the ragtag soldiers of the movie are thought to be, what they truly are. But in this video, we will showcase what the real or original Mobile Infantry was. And boy oh boy, are they different. And some would say they are as different as Warhammer 40k's Imperial Guardsmen are to the Space Marines. So let's get to it. In the novel, the Mobile Infantry, or the MI, is the Terran Federation's military force that serves as the backbone of humanity's war against the bugs. Unlike ordinary soldiers, Mobile Infantry troopers wear powered armored suits that turn each individual into a walking weapons platform. These suits greatly increase a soldier's strength, speed, mobility, and firepower, which allows a single trooper to perform tasks that would normally require tanks, artillery, and entire squads of conventional infantry. Equipped with jump jets, advanced sensors, heavy weapons, and even miniature nuclear warheads, the Mobile Infantry soldiers can be dropped from orbit to strike targets deep behind enemy lines and then be extracted before the enemy can respond. Training is famously brutal, with most recruits failing to complete it, ensuring that only the toughest and most disciplined individuals become troopers. The MI places enormous importance on teamwork, courage, and loyalty, especially the principle of never abandoning wounded comrades. In many ways, Heinlein presents them as the ultimate future soldier, highly trained, heavily armed, technologically advanced, and capable of carrying out missions that would need a lot of troopers or be impossible for individual troopers. In the movie, the Mobile Infantry is portrayed very differently from the novel. Instead of being a small elite force of highly trained super soldiers wearing advanced powered armor, they are shown as more of a conventional military made up of ordinary infantrymen carrying rifles and wearing relatively light body armor. They fight much like modern soldiers, advancing on foot in large formations and engaging the bugs at close range. This makes them far more vulnerable than their book counterparts, who could leap across battlefields, survive heavy attacks, and carry enough firepower to destroy entire enemy positions by themselves. The movie repeatedly emphasizes the idea that individual soldiers are expendable, and during the disastrous invasion of Clandatu, tens of thousands of troops are killed in a matter of hours because they are sent directly into overwhelming bug attacks with poor planning and inadequate support. Throughout the film, recruits are referred to as fresh meat, casualties are accepted as normal, and soldiers are often thrown into dangerous situations where survival is uncertain. This portrayal is closely tied to the film's satirical tone. Director Paul Verhoeven uses the Mobile Infantry to critique militarism, propaganda, and the glorification of war. But this comes at the cost of really knowing what Heinlein intended the Mobile Infantry to be. So one of the things that makes the Mobile Infantry in the novel seems to be so elite is just how difficult it is to become a member. When Rico enters basic training at Camp Arthur Currie, He joins a training battalion of roughly 2,000 recruits. By the time training is over, fewer than 200 remain, which means that more than 90% of those who start never make it into graduation. Some recruits voluntarily quit after realizing how demanding the training is. Others are expelled for failing to meet the required standards, and some are reassigned to less demanding branches of federal service. And a few are seriously injured or even killed during training exercises. The training is intentionally designed to push recruits to their physical and mental limits. What makes the Mobile Infantry different to many fictional military organizations is that the Federation does not lower its standards to increase recruitment numbers. Since every trooper will eventually operate advanced powered armored exoskeletons and potentially be entrusted with nuclear munitions, the Federation believes that only the most capable and responsible individuals should be allowed to wear the suit. Now, the powered armor of the Mobile Infantry is one of the most famous and influential ideas introduced in Starship Troopers. Rather than fighting as ordinary infantry, the Mobile Infantry troopers wear advanced armored exoskeletons that dramatically enhance their abilities. The armor acts like a second body, responding directly to the wearer's movements while multiplying their strength and speed by many times over. A trooper in powered armor can carry weapons far heavier than any normal human could. They could leap enormous distances with the aid of jump jets and rockets, smash through obstacles, and survive environments that would quickly kill an unprotected person. Rico describes a fully armored soldier as resembling a steel gorilla because of the suit's immense size, power, and strength. The armor also contains advanced sensors, communications equipment, tactical displays, night vision, infrared vision, environmental controls, and life support systems, which effectively turns each soldier into a self-contained fighting machine. What makes the armor especially important is that it completely changes how warfare is fought. In the novel, a single Mobile Infantry trooper possesses the mobility of an aircraft, the protection of a light tank, and the firepower of a small military unit. The soldiers can be dropped from orbit, spread across vast distances, and coordinate their attacks through advanced communications. This allows the Mobile Infantry to conduct lightning-fast raids and highly flexible operations that would be impossible for conventional armies. The powered armor is so central to their identity that it is the primary reason they are called the Mobile Infantry in the first place, as their extraordinary mobility comes from the suit. Historically, Heinlein's powered armor is often regarded as one of the earliest and most influential depictions of military exoskeletons in science fiction. While earlier stories had featured armored suits and mechanical warriors, Starship Troopers was among the first works to fully develop the concept of human soldiers wearing powered combat armor. Its influence can be seen throughout modern science fiction now, most famously in the Space Marines from 40K, Doomguy from Doom, and a Master Chief from the Halo universe. Well, these aside from many more. They also don't rely just on a single type of powered armor. Instead, there are different suits that are designed for different battlefield roles, which allows the Mobile Infantry to operate as a highly flexible force capable of assaulting planets, conducting recon work, and also commanding large-scale operations. So while in the third movie, we come across the M11 Marauder, which is a powerful mecha created for the elite soldiers of the Mobile Infantry. In the novel, however, the Marauder suit is the standard powered armor worn by most Mobile Infantry troopers and serves as the backbone of the ground forces. Built around the individual soldier who wears it, each suit is customized to fit its operator and act as a powerful mechanical extension of the body. The Marauder dramatically increases strength, allowing troopers to carry heavy weapons, ammunition, and equipment that would be impossible for an ordinary human to manage. Its thick armor provides protection against enemy attacks, while its built-in jump jets and rockets enable the soldiers to leap over buildings, mountains, and battlefield obstacles with ease. Then there is the Scout suit, which is a specialized reconnaissance variant designed for speed, stealth, and information gathering rather than direct combat. While it shares many technological features with the Marauder suit, it sacrifices some armor protection and weaponry in exchange for greater mobility. Lighter construction allows Scout troopers to move faster, jump farther, and cover greater distances more quickly than heavily armed assault troopers. The primary role of the Scout suit operator is to locate Arachnids and also, for a while, the skinny positions. They are also used to gather intelligence, identify threats, and relay information back to the main force. Their advanced sensors and communications equipment also makes them invaluable for spotting enemy concentrations. In a way, the Scout Marines of Warhammer 40K might have also been inspired by these Scout units. Then there is the command suit, which is a specialized variant reserved primarily for officers and battlefield commanders. While it retains the strength, armor, and mobility of the Marauder suit, its greatest advantage lies in the enhanced command and control capabilities. A commander wearing a command suit can maintain contact with multiple units simultaneously all at once. It can track troop movements across large areas and coordinate complex operations involving dozens or even hundreds of mobile infantry troopers. The suit's expanded communication systems effectively turns the officer into a mobile command center operating directly on the battlefield. Because operations often involve soldiers scattered across many miles after orbital drops, battlefield leadership can be extremely challenging. This command suit helps to solve the problem by giving the officers a much clearer picture of the entire battlefield than the ordinary troopers could see or possess, and therefore he could command and control the entire operation. And so, aside from the powered suits and the enhanced skills and training, the soldiers also carry an incredibly diverse and powerful arsenal that is only made possible by these advanced powered armored suits. Rather than just rifles, the mobile infantry troopers bring with them heavy firepower that are often attached to the suits. Their weapons include hand flamers for burning bugs, rockets and guided missiles for destroying swarms, grenades and demolition charges, as well as very powerful guns and rifles. But most famously, they routinely carry and deploy miniature nuclear weapons, either launched by rockets or planted directly on targets, which allows individual soldiers to be delivery platforms for weapons of mass destruction. Combined with the armor's enhanced strength, advanced sensors, communication systems, and jump jets, these weapons allow troopers to move rapidly across vast distances while delivering overwhelming firepower and strike with enough force to change the outcome of an entire battle. And so, as you can see here, these original mobile infantry troopers are way more powerful than the ones seen in the movie. These are akin to space marines or even custodians, rather than, the infantry soldiers there in the movie being akin to the Imperial Guardsmen, which are just thrown there as cannon fodder to die in droves. And lastly, one of the most iconic ideas that comes from the novel is the concept of space-borne infantry, which means soldiers don't just travel by spaceships to a battlefield, but they are actually delivered directly from space into combat. See, the mobile infantry is attached to large interstellar troop transport ships like the Roger Young, which carries them across vast interstellar distances. But when it's time to fight, squads are dropped from orbit in individual re-entry capsules, which is why they are often called cap troopers or capsule troopers. These capsules carry the armored soldiers through the atmosphere and release them across wide areas of the planet, sometimes miles apart. So each trooper lands already ready for combat and operates independently before regrouping. Reminds you of Astartes and ODST drop pods, doesn't it? Because each soldier is heavily equipped and highly mobile thanks to powered armor, small groups can function like entire armies, striking from multiple directions at once. And the novel goes into great detail about how battles are not fought in tight formations like traditional wars, but instead across huge distances with soldiers coordinating through advanced communications while moving independently. And that is the real mobile infantry. And so with that, we end this video. Do hit the like button for support and also click that bell button for regular updates on new video uploads. Also subscribe to be a part of Legion Not Bugged. And so till the next time, take care, boys.